Well, g'day. I hope you guys can hear me. Just looking at the chat there very quickly. Captain K. Peterkin, Flight Surgeon, Captain Rico, Saturn. Thanks for dropping in, guys. This isn't going to be very long at all, so it's only about an hour's, a little bit over an hour's flight, but what I thought I might do today is I haven't actually done this in the MD-80, but I just wanted to see how the hold function works. So first off though, can you let me know whether you can hear all right volume wise and what it's like? So in the meantime, here we are sitting in the MD-80 Qantas Link livery, and I'm at a place called Rockhampton in Queensland. I'm going to fly down to Brisbane, the capital. The ICA codes is Yankee Bravo Romeo Kilo and Yankee Bravo November. Yeah, so like I said, there's going to be a sort of a casual flight. I don't have ATC on because I'm going to want to do a holding pattern at a certain place. It's just to see whether it all works properly. And I haven't done one of those for a long time, so bear with me. All right, here we go. Parking brake's got to be set, and got to put this one on here first. And position light goes on here. And we've got the no smoking on, and that goes on. Oh, Alberto, how are you? Thanks for joining the stream. Okay, we're going to be working in pounds. I'm going to call the GPU up and put those on. Autopilot. And I'll go back. First off though, I'm going to open some doors, deploy the stairs, aft door, cargo doors. Come back here, we'll do the fuel and load first. Good old sim brief is giving me what I want. So let's have a look. Fuel tanks will be, block fuel 18604 for there. And a payload, we've got 35200. And a trip fuel will be 6708. Right you are, landing weight 125, maximum landing weight 130, so that's pretty good. We'll go back here, we'll load our fuel, expedite. Same thing with our cargo, same thing with that. So that can probably go out of the way for the moment. And we've got our buses on here, okay, so we have to put our start pump on. And we can start up our APU pretty well straight away. This fellow comes on here. While we're doing that, I just might fire up the old yep, put this in. It's not a big airport. No weather information available. That's typical. Don't know why I know why. I'd say I've got to hit my navigraph. Why am I getting an error? That's not right. Oh. Well, that's messed me up, hasn't it? I'll just have to work without it. Get him out of the way. I wonder if I bring it down from the top, will it make any difference? I don't think it will. It shouldn't, should it? What the hell is that? Have to go without it. I've got a little nav map in the background, so I'll be able to use that. Let's go back up here again. And we'll get our these fellows on here. We can go off, we can get them off. Make sure we've got our fuel pump on there. We got rid of the GPU. Okay, HP bleed, both of them come on. Galley can come on. Windshield anti-fog, anti-ice can come on. Let's get our IRS. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're not going to use the logo, but we can come to your damper on. Radio rack Venturi's on. This can go to cabin. Pressure will be looked after by itself. The temperature's about, what, gee, that's cold. Oh, that'll probably come up. Now, just bear with me guys, because I'm going to have to look up the altimeter setting on somewhere else. Okay, according to little nav map bits on NOAA, it's 1017. So that's out of the way. And we'll hit the old fuel used reset. We go now, we got our hydraulic pumps to low. We go down here, transponder to standby, and we'll do our just reading the chats there. It's that same exact navigation error occurred to me yesterday. Was unable to open the charts on the AVI tab. Got that HTTP 500 error on the Navigraph section 2. I upgraded my AirRack yesterday, so don't know whether that's got something to do with it. All right, let's get our FMC organised, and it's YB Yankee Bravo Romeo Kilo. And we're going to Yankee Bravo November, and we'll use the company route for that. Yankee Bravo November. It's a Qantas flight, so I'll just put in QFA. I think I did. I gave it a number in the overlays up there, so I better use that, otherwise looks bad. Okay, we can activate that, but we can't execute until our alignment's done. So we can go to perf init, because I've already expedited everything, we can just load this all up. Put a reserve of 3. Cost index make up in our minds just anything 2.5. The cruising height's going to be 310. Cruise wind from Simbrief is 273/005. Top of climb temperature. Ooh, yeah, I didn't get that, did I? So I'm going to have to look it up. There we are. It's -38. Transition height in Australia is 10. And outside temperature, I'll get it off here, 15. Okay, our VREF's off my chart. So we've got 126 the gross weight. So looking at the chart, gross weight 126. V1's 127. VR is 135. And 143. Captain Peterkin, you've gone deaf. Why is that? Can't you hear me? Okay, just we've aligned so we can execute. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to derate. Flex it to about 40, 45. And what we've got to do now is coming back here. We've got to flip off the ART. Right, so that's ready. Let's go to our departure. Now, because I can't use Avitab, I'm just going to go by little nav map, which I've got running, and I know it's going to be a runway 15, and it'll be budgie 2 will be the departure. Execute it. Let's have a look at the legs. Yep, intersection. Next page down to Smoker will be the star entry, and from I'm just going to go by Simbrief again. Like I said, it's not quite essential to follow everything perfectly today, not when I'm just going to be doing some testing. So according to Simbrief, it's going to be a 19 left, which is very common sort of arrival at Brisbane. So if we go down here, and what have we got? That's runway 1 Yankee, runway 1 Zulu. Next page we should come to 19 left Y, and I'll make it a Zulu, and we'll come down to Smoker, and it'll be Smoker 8A, and we'll have a transition into that runway at sync. How do I know? Well, I've flown it so many times. Execute it, legs. So I'll run down there again quickly. No discos. Runway 19 left. Okay, back up to number 1. Click over here into our mode. See, it's going to be a straight out departure. We'll do our steps. There we go. All right, so that's pretty good. There say, well, that's done. Get rid of that master. Don't really do much. I'll put it back over to menu and over to takeoff because when we do our, outside temperature's gone. I don't know why that happened. Let's try that again. Yes, because we're going to have a centre of gravity that we've got to use for our long trim. I don't do my long trim now, I'll do it a little bit later. Okay, so let's see, next thing we're going to have to do is put the APU bleed on. One off on the HB, that's the AP auxiliary power unit bleed on, then the HB bleed one comes off, down to the bottom here, that's our cross feed valves. We can close our doors. I'm rushing through this, guys, like I say. Looks like everything's right. Everything's closed up. Okay, doors are closed. We're going to have to put our galley off. We're going to put our pumps on here. Have a quick squeeze down below to see whether we're going to use our centre tank. Oh, look at it. It's hardly worth doing it. So what'll happen is by the time we taxi out, I would imagine we're going to have to turn that off. Probably really shouldn't be putting it on, but I'll do it. Okay, HP bleed both go off now. And back down to hydraulic, wrong one, down to hydraulic pumps, transfers come on. Okay. Over to position strobe lights. Anti-collision comes on. Transponder comes down to XBDR. Up to flight directors, they come on. We go to our altitude 31. I'm going to go straight up 31,000. And our little runway heading. Okay, just hang on a second. I'll just go and have a look at. This is a pain. Didn't have to be doing this, but anyway. It's 149. I'll fix that after the stream. That I'm talking about the Avitab. That's 194. And the speed 250 out of here. This one takes a while. Well, there wants to run away now. Okay, so that's all set. Now, before we call for a pushback, we'll do our little check down here with the gross weight. The zero fuel weight is 113733. 3733. That'll come back a bit. That'll do, it'll reset. Bing. Okay. Ready for startup, eh? Over to that one. But let's call for pushback. Okay, now I know for a fact that I got to go down this way. Might be a bit hard to turn around that way, so I'm going to back it right up, say to about here, and then I can do a turn.
Ground to cockpit, sure you we got your plan there. Give me a call through the menu when you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
Ground to cockpit, toast driving up right now.
Okay, now we can do our long trim. Just looking at the chat. G'day, Geo. Gee, hope I haven't missed anybody. What did we say our line trim was going to be? It's the centre of gravity is 10. Up she comes. Roll it up. I like flaps 11. Over here. Bring it down. Between, what's that, 6 and 7.
Alright, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
How do you think? That looks pretty even? Eh? Otherwise, she'll let me know. Slightly up. Okay. Doesn't really sound... oh yeah, he does actually, Saturn, yeah. Yeah, he sounds like an Aussie. This little fellow over here has been trying to get past me all the time, see? His engine's going. And probably what happens when I back up around here, it'll probably come through.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Alright, starting the pushback, and you may spool them. Clear to start engines.
We can go back over to, where are we, to legs here now. We're finished with that. I'll turn this on in a minute. One thing I will do though, put the seat belts on. Volume is a bit low, is it? Do you mean the background stuff? This stuff? Don't know if I can turn up any louder. Let's try the master volume. Where are we? At 22 already. Didn't take long. Now wait for the buses to kick in. I'll try and turn it up a bit better, fellas, so just bear with me. I've got that all the way up there. Just think I'll go into the settings in... Not that I think it'll make any difference, no. It's up. How's that? Is that a bit better? It's when you're streaming, it's hard to judge whether you've got it right or not. I don't know whether desktop audio would help in OBS or not. Okay, this one can come on. He should be just about ready to pull me up. See that little guy there? See? He's just itching to get past me.
Alright mate, operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Yep, and then
Alright mate, disconnecting toes, stand by. Tow is disconnected, bypass pin is removed. Thumbs up on the left and catch you next time. Have a safe flight.
Okay, thank you very much for your tow job. See this fella, he's mad keen to get past me. That should be the APU powering down. While we're doing this, let's do this quickly. Check our pedals. Flaps down. That's better. Alright. Yeah. Okay, we're ready to taxi. Break off. Okay, fella, getting out of your way. Probably have to fiddle with the sounds after this stream because they shouldn't have to be fully on for you guys to hear it. Perhaps somebody can tell me if I lift up the desktop audio.
Approaching 1-5.
Would that help? Okay guys, we're going to backtrack here. So what warnings have we got up here? Emergency light wasn't armed. Center fuel pressure low. Yep, I kind of expected that.
On runway 332,900 feet remaining.
We pretty well used up the center tank just for the last 5-10 minutes. Do I have to go to the end? Yeah, I suppose I better. Throttles all the way forward. Betty would have screamed at me by now if that wasn't set right. So our landing lights are on, our nose lights on bright. We've got our flaps down.
On runway 15.
Okay, we push toga and we can get the end one up. Hit this fellow. Airspeed's alive. That's 80 knots. She wants to go. Coming up. B1. Rotate. Beautiful. Love flying this whole thing. Positive brake, gear up. Trim it down a bit. Right in the rocket. First lot of flaps up. Okay, let's go over and put nav track on, autopilot on, climb on. Flaps all the way up. VNav on. That's a bit loud on the outside. Is that all right? Look at it go. Okay, as always, you've got to get some lighting on here. For some reason it goes dull. Okay, flaps are all the way up. Make sure of that. Yep, all the way. That set of tank's empty, of course, it's gone. So we get rid of that. That light goes off. We can also put that ART back to where it should be. Make sure we're on climb. Here's our annunciators, we have FMS, EPR, climb to 310, nav track, VNav climb. Yeah, nothing else to do, is there? So we can clean up a few things. Yeah, we can put this back to off. Ignition switch can go off. Ooh. That one. Retract these fellows. And go down and get our auxiliary pump transfers off. Climbing nicely. What's our rate of climb? Whoa, 3,000 feet a minute. What's ART? Does it display artwork? Oh, yes, it does. Look at this thing go, look. Oh, frame rates aren't too bad either, eh? Look, 36. I actually overclocked the 1660 Ti a little bit. And I think, did I? No, I thought I may have overclocked the CPU a little bit too. Definitely getting better frame rates with the overclock on the oh no, it's okay. 10,000, that'll be 1013. Up here we can, no, it's not there, it's here. So used to diving up there in the Zevo to turn the landing lights and everything off. Seatbelt onto auto. Okay, like I say, this is not a very long flight, so let's have a look down here. So there's top of climb just after Rurix. You can see the top of descent's not far away. So, still can't use this stupid thing, can I? I don't know what that is. Yep, I'm going to fix that. It's really odd. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. So there you can see where Rockhampton is on the Queensland coast, and down here, Caboolture, Brisbane. There's Brisbane down there. So you can see it's a short flight. But what I'll do is I'm going to have to duck back in the little nav map to get my frequencies and stuff like that. Although, hang on, it should be in the should be here, shouldn't it? There we go. 110.10. And the course was 196. Ooh, run right for a minute. What was that? 196. Okay, but let's have a look at our VREF. So if we go flaps 28 at 132 plus 5 is 137. I'm still going to use flaps 28, but I'll go 140. Now I'm going to have to find out what I've got to get any information here without that. Damn that. All right, I'm just going to have to go back into my standby here. Somehow I think, just from memory's sake, I think if we look at the legs and we go down to, we've got an altitude there, an approach fix at 2,500. In fact, from memory's sake, that's pretty well standard for Brisbane. We can't go wrong either if we put 2,500 or above. Could probably 3,000, but I'll play it safe and go 2,500. Decision height. How am I going to find that? I'll look on a little nav map here, so bear with me, guys. One nine left. We're going to go for Zulu. There's our transition. Yeah, but we're not getting any decision height, are we? No, I don't think much up here is going to help me. Yeah, procedures. Johannesburg, that's doing there. No, I don't think that's going to be much help to me. What's happened here? Okay, keep an eye on things here. Top of climb's coming up soon. We'll be turning from rear rocks. We're on rear rocks at 165 degrees, and we'll be turning to eagle on 136 degrees. Yeah, I didn't put in active sky weather again because I'm just brushing up on my holding patterns. Just see, I haven't forgotten anything. You can see the top of descent's coming up pretty soon after top of climb. Is it local time? Tell you the truth. Well, it isn't actually local time now. 3 o'clock. I don't have ortho for here, so that's just default. Okay, nearly at top of climb. Well, we don't need much to worry about the weather today. Temperature outside, let's have a look. 18. I'm not going to bother to put on any ice. There's nothing out there to worry about. Don't have any outside views anymore. Oh yes, I do. There we go. Okay, that's will tell us we're coming up another 1,000 to go. Okie doke, so once we get up there, it's a case of let's go over to cruise. We go throttling back. Right. Mate. 75 nautical miles, top of descent. So our speed all the way down to Smoker will be 271. $250 Dapro. Drain, plug, sink. There's a couple of other waypoints around here called Leaky, Boats, Sink. So some wise guy must have thought that up, because the approach to 19 left is over Moreton Bay. Oh, Geo. I just had a quick look at DCS. Oh, brother. That's a big learning curve. The problem is if I get into it, it's a bit like a drug to me, because all my flight sim days are about, ever since you could fly online, was with military aircraft. No, she's not. Well, let me know, can you still hear me okay or not? I'm going to have to fiddle around and fix things with the mic, I think. Okay, from Eagle on is so 136 to Eagle, 128 to Smoker. So I'll set the heading. And yep, we're about 50 nautical miles, I think, from top of descent. Yep. I'll turn this interior sound down. Is that better? Yeah, Geo here, but low might be worth OBS. So I'll turn the microphone up a bit if you like. Let's see if that's any better. Actually, I'm quite happy so far with the stream. I'm getting excellent condition in YouTube for a change, and my OBS square is green, 30 frames per second. It's only using 3.1% CPU. So unless you guys tell me, I have no idea what the volume's like. Okay, so we're getting close. I'm gonna put in what I consider is the final approach fix into 19 left, but I'm going to obviously be changing that. So what will happen is I'll put it on the, oh gee, yeah, that's okay. You got to watch for these buttons; they go off accidentally. I know this is not going to be the right thing if we go into a holding pattern, but I'm just sort of pretending that we're we would have been right going straight into Brisbane, but that we're going to have to be put into a holding pattern. Too far now. Looks like we've got some company over there, eh? Yeah, that's just default scenery. It's nothing to rave about. I don't know if you're still there, Saturn, but yeah, the other day, a couple of days ago, computer just totally died. Just I got up in the morning, went out and went into this room here and hit the button and nothing, zilch. And I thought, uh-oh, power supply or something wrong. So must have swapped over power leads at least twice and just jiggle this, jiggle that, and then I thought, okay, power supply. And power supply is only about a bit over a year old, so it shouldn't have died. So anyway, I'd have pulled it all the way out, and I did that test where you use a wire to jump over the green to the black on the 24 pin, and the fan started up straight away. So that meant the power supply was okay. So pushed and shoved a couple of plugs around and bang, she started up again. And this morning, yep, no problem at all. So go figure. I thought there for a minute if the power supply was okay, which it was, whether my motherboard had died. But then bang, she started. Yeah, and Geo, if the motherboard would have gone, I would have had to do some explaining to She Who Must Be Obeyed that I need a new motherboard. Oh, and guess what? My AMD CPU is really not up to scratch, my dear. I've got to go up for something a little bit more powerful. That would have gone over well. All right, we're just about there. Any second now, it should be down. There we go. And throttle's back. So all in all, I think Rotate have done a pretty good job with their FMC. Don't have a problem at all with it any time. That's the penalty, isn't it, GA? Don't worry, mate, I get it too. Do you think you could clean that window down? Can you give me a hand outside here? Okay, we're heading for Smoker. Right, Smoker we should be at 12,800 feet and at 257 knots. Otgate 257 knots is, at 10,500, and Debra at 250 knots and 6,000. And Debra is where I'm going to do the whole pattern. And the reason I've chosen that is because from watching a few of Flight Deck to Sims videos, he mentions that you're very rarely ever asked to do a circle at high levels. It's usually fairly well down low. So, for example, you wouldn't want to go into a pattern at 31,000 feet. There'd be no reason for it. So we're going to pick Debra, but I'll wait till we get a bit closer first. So by the time we get to Otgate, we've only got about another 12 nautical miles to go to It says Dabo here, but it's actually named after a small town called Debra. That's why automatically I say it all the time. And just while we're waiting too, did everyone see where IXCG have been dribbling in little bits of information about how things are going with their update for the 7300? All in all, I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I do like that aircraft a lot. But do you know it's 10 years ago that they introduced it into X-Plane, and in 10 years I think they've only ever had one or maybe two at the most updates. So it's taken them a long time, and I certainly hope they're not going to sort of be asking us for big money for an update. And yeah, 10 years to get their FMC working 100%. I mean, okay, I realise it was all pretty new stuff for them, but that's a long time. The doors don't open on that aircraft. I don't think there's even any seating in it. Or it's a shame. I do believe they're going to. Well, they've moved all their sounds over to F-mod. The only thing is, I hope they don't mess up that great sound when it fly past. Okay, let's. I'm going to have a look at a little nav map to the side here to see what the QNH is for Brisbane. I'll get rid of that. Okay, if we take There we go. If we take NOAA, it's 1020. Winds are from 100 degrees at 7 knots. Yeah, that'd still make it 19 left, so that's still okay. So 1020. Transition height again is 10. So smoke is still another 19. Okay. Jello, do you have Navigator charts? Wonder whether that'll work. Although it's probably a little bit too late to fiddle with that. I think I just might just go with what I've got. Yeah, we should have, by the way, we should have flicked this to climb. We should have this down to below. And we don't need engine sync anymore, so it can go off. Let's get our happy passengers sitting down. Coming up to 16,000 with speed. What's that? 257. A little bit fast, but we're right. Yeah, I think I've got some ortho around here. That's why it looks a bit better. Yeah, I'd say it's ortho. You can see the clouds, permanent clouds down there. Okay, some update on. We're going to organise our holding pattern. So this should work. Okay, let's assume they've given us the okay for that. Right. So if I hit the hold. Now, from what I understand, if Brisbane would have had a holding pattern, which I don't think it has, we would have got a message down here to go to the next hold, but because it doesn't, we can either use the Debra hold, we can actually do a present position hold. So Debra goes in, and there we go. Alright, so the fix is a Debra, speed is 250 at 6,000 altitude. So first thing for me to do is to change that to 6,000. Okay, then we've either got to go for a leg time of a minute or a leg distance. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 10 nautical miles as our leg distance. Execute it. Now the speed target's 250. I can change that if that's maybe a bit too high, but I think 250 is probably okay. Now nothing is going to happen here until I execute it, which I have. So if we now go back into the legs page, we've got to hold at Debra. Okay, so it's entered. Simple as that. What I will also do is I'm going to increase the bank angle over to 30, because I would imagine that it's not going to be able to hold that pattern. Well, there's the pattern there now. So we're just about ready to go into the pattern. We've sped up. Okay, 6,000 coming up, and we should go into the pattern now. We're a little bit fast, but once we level off and follow the pattern, we should start to drop our speed. So we should be turning right, which we are. So there you go, we're holding at 6 and we're following the line. Let's see how good it is. Our speed's dropping back to 250. If we go there now, I think it'll tell us in our whole pattern what our best speed is. It's 226. Now I'm not sure, but I think I can change that to 226 by putting that there. We'll see what happens. Execute it. So it should by rights drop back down to 226. I think from what I can remember, it's the holding speed is usually above flaps down or flap speed. Yeah, see this coming down now nicely. So we're doing a turn with slightly off the mark, but that's okay. Yeah, while they can't exactly get it dead right in a sim, it's pretty good. I believe PMDG, when I used to fly that in FSX, used to have the same problem. It could not sit on the blue, on the magenta. It was a case of near enough was good enough. So 6,000, we're below transition height too. So I've got to go up to 20 on that. Okay, so there we go, we're into our pattern. Our speed's there where we want it. And while we're waiting, QNH 1020 is 3012 in inches. So 3012. It's about there. Landing altitude, Brisbane's almost only about 10 feet or 20 feet above sea level. There's nothing to do there. Okay, into our pattern still. Now, if I remember right, too, when we exit the hold, we go back onto legs, we should see, if I go out before Daybra, because I don't want to go around again, if we exit the hold just before Daybra, the speed should jump back up to 230, and as long as I change the altitude to the final approach fix that we're after, the aircraft should just follow VNAV down. You can see we're wider the magenta here, but it seems to be working well. We're doing the turn already, are we? Yes, going into the turn. You notice it doesn't give us any distance to Daybra, unless it shows it up in the hold. I believe this EFC time is what ATC give you as to when they want you to exit the hold. And of course you can make that a right hand or a left hand turn. That's quite good, isn't it? No. So I'll leave it on there because I'm going to want to exit the hold. When I get to about here. So that was a 10-mile circle, a pattern. Over there in the meantime, that's what they call the Glasshouse Mountains. Tipragargan, Narrow Neck. That's the biggest of the Glasshouse Mountains. And for those who like a bit of trivia, the Glasshouse Mountains were named by Captain James Cook when he sailed past the east coast of Australia, and the reason is he thought from a distance they looked like glass houses in Cornwall. where he, I think where he used to live. Okay, we're heading back now to Debra. So when you get close, I'll exit the hold. I think I can actually bring my altitude back down to 2,500. Yep, it's not gonna go down. It's kind of like an alt hold. I think it says it alt hold up here, does it? Or here? No, it doesn't. Still shows a VNAV descend. And because you don't see any vertical speed, it's almost exactly like an alt hold. So I think we're close enough. Now we can exit the hold. Execute it. Exit at Debra. Well, let's see what happens. Hopefully we go that way and not back around again. Let's see how speed's still at 226. So when are you likely to use this? I would say definitely in the FNOs. Yeah, although probably in that case they're going to give you a hold at your present position. They may even tell you to do a 5-minute hold. I think they tend to give you a timed hold rather than a distance hold. Okay, so here we are. We're coming up Debra. And we should be turning left. And there we go. And our speed should be coming up to 230, which it is. Beauty. That's what I like. Okay, our next waypoint is Big Kid. There we go. Coming around to it. And that's on a, now it's showing up here as a 91. So I'll move the heading around to 91. I think what I might do is, without the benefit of Avitab, I'm going to put a decision height here of about 200 feet. Because they're hundreds. I can also do a radio one if I want to, just up to whoever. We just make it 200. And there we go. So we're heading out now over the bay. We're just going to be making our turn very soon. We're going to be down to 2,500 just beyond drain. So it'll be between drain and plug will be at 2,500 already. Although it might hold off back. We should really be 3,000 or above. See what happens. It might just stay at 3,000. Did you catch that whole pattern there? Alberta. I'll keep an eye on our speeds here. I better get ready for landing. We can, now that we're coming back in on the approach, we can put our lights down on the on. That can come on. Our ignition switch goes over to both of them. And our hydraulic transfer pumps, if I remember, they go to. I may as well set our auto brake to medium. What I might do also, I think I'll set the heading to match our course, which is 196. Keep an eye now on our ILS to 20, 230. We can even have our slats out. Charlie, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. You're just in time to see my landing. Don't ask for butter, because that doesn't happen too often with me. Okay, now we're going to do some turning. And what I might do now is let's take over with the FMS override. I'm going to drop my speed down to about 210. I think I'll be right to arm the speed brake now. I don't think I'm going to need it. It's our ILS starting to show up. Our speed's coming down. The localizer should show up here on the left. There it is. I'm going to drop another set of flaps. We're going to be levelling off at 2.5 in a minute. We're doing the final turn now. We should see the ILS come down. And I know Betty in a minute's going to tell me to put the gear down. And in fact what we'll do now is we'll come right down to 185. Should be getting an ILS by now, would have thought. Probably come down pretty quickly, I would imagine. Okay, let's get our V-lock on. And the ILS is coming down to 185, are we, on speed? There's the airport over here, over there somewhere. I've had some problems in the past with the ILS here. It wasn't lined up. We can arm that anyway now. Let's see if we can capture it. Last flight I missed it. There we go. Glide slope's on, and sort of ILS is on. Let's get our speed down to 165. Make sure we capture that. Coming down, laps down. We're down to about 15, I think now. Yep. Coming down nicely. Airport there. Okay, let's go for our VREF, which I calculated was about 150. Sorry, 140. There you go. I knew she was going to ask me for that. I heard you, dear.
altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
Yeah, well,
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
I did
altimeter
set it.
setting,
Shut up.
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
I said it, you
altimeter
silly
setting,
lady.
altimeter setting, 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 altimeter setting,
Okay, we've got
setting,
landing, so what we can do
altimeter
now is we can...
altimeter setting,
Shut up!
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
Don't know why she's
altimeter
doing that.
setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
Huh?
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
How can I turn her off?
altimeter setting, 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 altimeter setting,
Okay, my
altimeter
aircraft.
setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
Jeez, she
altimeter
won't
setting,
shut up, will she?
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter
I'll have to
setting,
fix that in the
altimeter
RAS, I think.
altimeter setting, 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 altimeter setting,
Oh, shut up.
altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
Gee, I had a bit of a
altimeter
crosswind
setting,
here, Robbo.
altimeter setting, 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 approaching 19 left, altimeter setting, altimeter
Oh
setting,
dear, oh dear.
altimeter setting, 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 altimeter setting,
I'll go and
setting,
see if I can
altimeter
fix that
setting,
up in a minute.
altimeter setting, 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 altimeter setting,
shut up.
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting,
Let's see if I can
altimeter
stop that,
setting,
eh?
altimeter setting, 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 altimeter setting,
Let's just get
altimeter
this
setting,
down, eh?
altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting, altimeter setting.
Holy cow, she's a bitch. She leaves Betty for dead. Yeah, I caught that landing. It said excellent, and I think it was minus, what was it? 211, was it? Yeah, God, that drove me mad. Oh, hang on. Really throws you when... I'm going to have to stop that somehow. Let's have a look. Let's get everything down. God, she drove me nuts. Okay, let's get this off. Just to get this over. We can do it while we're sitting here with the brakes on, eh? We can get the flight director off. I can go up here and get on the APU. Gee. Whew. They could kill you, lady. And we can also go down here and put this fellow off, eh? And taxi. Oh, come on, don't you start, Betty. It's two females ganging up on me. Oh, God. That's our gates over there, actually, so this shouldn't be too far. Anyone have that trouble before? And Captain Peter, wasn't Betty that was being stubborn, it was that call-out lady with the runways. I don't know what was wrong with her today. But it's all fun, isn't it? Now, unfortunately, the freeware for Brisbane Airport is nothing spectacular. It's in desperate need of somebody to come up with a decent freeway scenery. But unfortunately, Australia is one of those areas where nobody seems to want to do it. I don't even think I've got a marshal here, have I? Not even a auto gate. No, nothing. Oh well. You see, I'm at a Virgin gate, but I don't think they'll mind. They're in financial trouble anyway. I might, oh, what did I do there? Come back over here. I'll bring it up a bit forward. I don't think it's going to work auto gate here. I'll stop it there. Okay, we put that fellow on. And what else do I need to do? I think the APU gens can come on. We can turn a lot of this stuff off here. We can go these off. Should have been all the way off. Okay. I think I've got to set the old speed brake back to up. Do I? Can't remember. I know the ignition switch has got to come off here. And we can turn off the ice protection here for the pitot. And position lights should come to on. That can come off. Flaps are all the way up. Transponder goes to XBDR mode. And we get rid of the weather radar. Otherwise somebody will get their you-know-what fried. And nose light come off. There wasn't anybody there to blind anyway, so. Thanks Captain Berto for dropping in if you haven't already gone. What I'm going to do is do a quick replay. It was a little bit hairy coming in, but don't know why. There shouldn't have been any wind according to NOAA, so I don't know. Let's have a look. I know it was a bit high on the nose there, the angle of attack. Should have been down a little bit lower. Yeah, it's getting a bit of crosswind, I think. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, that's too high now. I lifted the nose up. Oh, nearly close to a tail strike here, look. .101 on the landing. Well, yep, bit nose high. And we got our buckets out. Let's have a quick squeeze this way. Come across, eh? Wow, look at that angle. Oh, it's crabbing there. Nearly got the centre line. Didn't see that. Notice there was any crosswinds on the ethos, so see, have a look, see what our, oh, this isn't a very good view at all. Don't think this will be much good. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's okay. It's a tower view. And we'll do one more. See if that crab angle. Well, that was nose high. Ooh, but and now it's an excellent landing, -94. Never can't make its mind up, that thing. Okie doke. That's it. Hope you enjoyed that. It was, as I say, it was an exercise in doing a whole pattern. Mainly because it's been a while since I've had to use it. I just thought maybe I was probably going to get a bit rusty with it, but it worked out okay. And another thing, I'm quite happy that the MD-80 can actually do it, because I know some aircraft they don't have it. The other thing I probably would try next time is I'm going to try and figure out how to do the fix rings. Now I know within the Zebo and also in the IXCG, you only have you can put in your airport ICAO. So in this case, YBBN, but this has got 1, 2, 3. This has got 5 spots, and I'm not quite sure whether I should be putting in the ICA code or whether I should have some sort of a VOR fix in there. So that's what I'm going to try next time. And then usually that will enable me to put my rings in, say 20 mile, 10 mile, 5 mile. So this one does seem to work differently, and I haven't been able to find anything on the net very easily. Google searching for how to actually do this. So maybe next time I'll fiddle around with it a bit more. But anyway, in the meantime, all you guys, thanks for coming. I'll just run down the list so that I don't miss anybody. Going from the top, that was Captain Peterkin, Flight Sergeant, Captain Rico, Saturn, of course. Who else we got? Let's see, the Flight Surgeon, Captain Alberto. I know Gio's in there somewhere. I think I got everybody. Quite a long list today. Thanks again, guys. Yeah, just I don't think I have missed anybody. I think I've got everybody. Charlie. I thought there was somebody else. Yep, Charlie. G'day, Emu Man. Okay, guys. Again, thanks for watching, and I'm out. See ya.